This might be one of the last 2 times we even see this intro, chat. All right.
Danganronpa.
It's time. Whoa, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together? Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the 2 of you? What, are you jealous? Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself? Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second. He could show up any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up. Well, there could also be a scenario where Kyoko just shows up, right? It's because Kyoko's not here yet. I'm telling you, it's because Kyoko's not here yet. Maybe he died again. What should we do? Should we keep waiting for here or what? Oh, Jesus. Yo-ho, did I scare you? I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh? I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. See, I'm telling you. So it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here.
No.
I knew it! She ain't dead! Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive. No, that's ghost. Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right? But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late? I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. When Monokuma's gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die? Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. He's right, now we've got to deal with a ghost. Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long. I'll be happy when this trial is all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator, but I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So, I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor? There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed this announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then when did you find out? Just now, I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late. I'm sorry I kept you all waiting, but if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to? Actually, to be precise, not quite. I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? We can go all over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation. Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her. So is Kyoko actually the copy pasta girl name? I don't fucking remember anymore. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her? What if that's all? Makuro Ikusaba, yeah. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. Unless Makuro is the actual mastermind working with Junko. This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. The dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair. Ew, what the fuck is this decor? Time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed. Let's get on with the show. And so the curtain opened for the... Okay, shut up. I hate the stupid roleplay that he does every time. Why do we have to go through this every time? Let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is. Kyoko, there's no... Shut the fuck up, Hiro. You're so fucking stupid. God, you and Aoi should actually get married and be the stupidest couple on the planet. The ultimate stupid couple. But Kyoko's standing right there. No, that's a ghost. But she has legs and stuff? Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology. Okay, so I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Now let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body. One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her. She's not flat. They'll give us some insight into the mystery, I'm sure of it. In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves. She happened to know the answer. In fact, Monokuma told me apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see. Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right? They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. Can we burn you in the explosion? There's no way that corpse was Kyoko, but if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to... Hiro's actually so fucking stupid. Reminds me of Ryuji from fucking P5. I know that body isn't Kyoko. I know I can prove it. Alright. I should just slowed the time, bro.
あの死体って手袋。
爆発のせいで燃えただけだべ。
超爆発前は手袋。
手袋はしてたはずだべ。
それは違う。
Break.
いや、
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? Imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think? Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that. Bro, you don't know women either. Anyone doesn't know? Yeah, thank you. Well, Kyoko, any thoughts? These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly. Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko? Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here. Okay, so then who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out. That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles. Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Literally a waste of the first 3 minutes of the trial with this dumb fuck. Oh, whoops. Bro, why is that shit spinning? Okay, I think it's the last one right there. Go. There's one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body. If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death. Cruel and unusual death? This I gotta see. You just being stupid? Ignore them, Makoto? Tell us what you're talking about? Key to figuring out who it was? There's a tattoo on the back of their hand. Oh yeah, the design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it to be like, you're my bitch. Seriously, they really did something like that? Humiliating? No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo. If you compare the tattoo to other information we have, the victim's identity should become clear. What's the name of the military group Makuro Ikusawa belonged to? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. The image that represents Fenrir is... Why do we have to do this? We already fucking know what it is. Bro, I fucking sniped that one. That first W, I sniped that shit. There's a wolf. The wolf of Ragnarok is from Norse mythology, a huge world-ending wolf beast. It's a child of the trickster god Loki and a female giant. See, that don't even make sense. How's a wolf come out of a god and a female giant? Where's the wolf in there? Huh? Loki was the wolf? Did Loki turn himself into a wolf and fuck a female giant? Alright. I guess. Interesting. Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literal all-star. Wolf tattoo, then that means exactly the body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. which means that the person must have once belonged to Fenrir, so it must have been Makuro.
ちょっと待ってよ
Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
黒幕
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed, the trial this time is to solve the murder of Makuro Ikusaba.
草場ムクロ殺しのどういうこと
Are you saying the mastermind is dead and now we have to have a class trial? No, it means we were wrong in thinking that Makuro was the mastermind at all.
でも
But it means being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me. It's because she wasn't the ultimate despair.
The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this.
Thank you, Jordan Will, with the 32 months. Sandy with the 39 and a gift that's up to Angelina. Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right? So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
それじゃ
Then who was she? Who was Makuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
普通
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail. See, like, the reason why I feel like the Makuro person and the mastermind has been working together is because the class trial literally could not start until everybody was there every time. Unless Makuro Ikusaba is literally invisible and was fucking sneaking into the elevator and going to the class trial every time and just wasn't fucking talking. Like, it would not make sense. They would never have started a class trial. So they had to have been working together, right? So you're saying she wasn't an important character, which would mean she was the same as us, just another participant? Then who's the real mastermind? It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all. No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it. But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Makuro was wrong. Our information was not wrong.
はいはい
We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Makuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible. Fine, uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait, but remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I state my family name on it. Byakuya, your family's literally watching this on TV with fucking popcorn in their hands. They don't care about you.
僕はそういう挑発は
I've officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big old brains. What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
じゃあ
Then one of us
戦場
killed
ムクロは
Makuro?
この中の誰かに
Wait, no, there's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along. Chat. What if we actually killed Makuro? And somehow the rest of them get it all wrong and then they get... No, that don't make sense.
ありません参加者は全部で16人の高校生
I'm just... That was just a crazy thought, you know? Just a prank. There are only 16 students in total that have been partaking part in these events. Then one of us killed Makuro. Who did it? Who's the killer this time? Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects. Right, Makoto, who the evidence points to? Based on what we know, there can only be 2 suspects. Narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right? Why do you say that? Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden so I can confirm that at that point there was no dead body there. So the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time. The gym? That's right, the 4 of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. Why was Kyoko so surprised about that? The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the 4 of us all have alibis, the only ones without alibis are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects. Exactly so. So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it. I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
といい
I
か
have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing. Are you thinking of raising an
反論
objection?
の前に
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place.
そうすれば
Doing that might reveal some kind of clue. Whatever you want, somebody go ahead and help him
俺
out.
は戸上っちと
Me
一
and
緒に
Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m. And I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body. What time did we find the body? The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? When she went to get the pickaxe? So what time was the body discovered?
これだ死体を発見したのは
The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m. since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, okay, we already saw all this. He's right, it had to be around
つ
then.
まり
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
昨日
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met with everyone else before 9 this morning.
食堂で私と会った
We
よ
ran
ね
into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around, oh yeah, right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
つまり
Which means from 10 to 7:30, you don't have an alibi? The murder happened between 10 and 9, and I don't have an alibi from 10 till 7:30. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can prove an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. I think we have to prove that the body wasn't wet, which means it was after the sprinklers had already gone off. So between 7:30 and 9?
殺人が起きたと思われる時間帯は夜10時から朝9時までの間だ。
一方ナイギッチのアリバイがないのが
夜10時から朝7時30分までの間だったよね。
それだけの時間があれば殺人は可能なはず。ナイギ、何か反論があるなら言ってみろ。
Okay.
殺人が起きたと思う夜10時から朝9時までの間だ。
一方ナイギッチのアリバイがない
夜10時から朝7時30分までの間だったよね。
Fuck, where am I supposed to say this?
しまった
殺人が起きたと思われ夜10時から
There we go.
それは違う
I lost 50-50, okay?
いや
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have happened, taken place way later.
なぜそう
And
思
what
う
makes you say that? Because of the sprinklers in the garden?
あのスプ
The
リンクラ
sprinklers
ー
are
は
set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
おかしいんだよ
ちょっと
Well, hold on, I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet, dripping wet, in fact.
深さ
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong. I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you speak such... What?
承知しないわよ。
Huh?
そんなんやらしい。
そうじゃ
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers. What do you mean? By denying the sprinklers, are you trying to deny my entire existence? Man, you're totally wacko. Do you really think it wasn't the sprinkler? You'd better tell us why. I need to prove that it wasn't sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence and that should do it. Oh god. Oh, brother.
認めないから。違う違う違う。いい加減にしてよ。私を責めるの。認めないから。違う違う違う。いい加減にしてよ。私を責めるの。認めないから。私が正しいのよ。認めないから。違う違う違う。いい加減にしてよ。私を責めるの。認めないから。違う違う違う。いい加減にしてよ。私を責めるの。認めないから。
Fever lasts so long.
スプリンクラーが関係ない根拠って何よ。
Ah!
認めないから。 違う違う違う。いい加減にしてよ。私を責めるの。スプリンクラーが関係ない根拠って何よ。私が正しいのよ。迷惑なのよ。知らないわよ。待ちなさいよ。スプリンクラーが関係ない根拠って何。
これで証明するよ。
Alright!
スプリンクラーのせいじゃ
Just
ないって
remember
こ
what
と
the
は
body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
あの死体って
Top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry.
もし
If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet? So they only got the top wet, the bottom was completely dry. What a brutal maniac.
もうやだよ。
I'm so sick of her.
説明を
Let's just
続
move
けるよ
on.
どうして死
The
体の
reason
上
only
半
the
身だ
top
けが
half was
濡れ
wet
てた
because you literally dumped water on it.
あの死体が
While
燃
the
えた
body was
時
still on fire, I
僕は水を
doused
か
it
けた
with
せいな
water,
んだ
but only the part on
燃えている上
fire,
半
the
身
top half.
じゃあ
Well then, I guess the
死体が
sprinklers
濡
really
れてたの
didn't
って
do it.
そして
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometimes after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning. Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
でも苗木の
Makoto's
アリ
alibi
バイ
was
だって
only missing
昨
from
日の夜
10
10時
o'clock
から
last night to
朝7
7:30
時
this
30
morning,
分までだっ
right?
たよね。
だったら
So there's no way Makoto could have done it? I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
そうなるとアリ
In
バイ
which
が
case,
ない
the
の
only
は
one
キリ
left
ギリ
without
だ
an
けと
alibi
いう
is
ことなんだ
Kyoko.
な。
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which would mean the Makuro killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Oh. Makoto, what happened the last time you refused to believe that someone was a killer? Sayaka, bitch. Kyoko murdered someone?
一
That's...
つだけ言って
I'd
お
like
こ
to
う。
say one thing.
私がここ
If
で
you
処
vote for
刑
me
さ
and I
れたら
die here, the mystery of
こ
the
の
school
学
will
園の
stay
謎
hidden
は明らか
forever.
にならない。だから
That's why I
絶
can't let
対
that
にそうは
happen.
させない。
Ow. Eyeball. Huh?
つまり
So are you saying you're not
お
the
前は
culprit?
犯人
当然でしょ。
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone.
これは黒
This
幕
is a
の罠
trap
な
the
の。
mastermind has laid for us.
黒幕の罠。
Trap? We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time, stop wasting energy. You really think your little trick is gonna work?
お前は黙っていろ。
Shut up, you. Got it, boss? Shutting up now?
キリギリ
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her? Oh, she did?
キリギリは
She
戦
thought
場
Makuro
の
was the
苦労を
ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Makuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
それが
That was her motive?
動機
If
が
she had a motive and no alibi, well then I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's
これは
gotta be
も
the
う確
culprit.
実にキリギリッチが犯人なんじゃ。
Okay, Hero, maybe it's you. Fucking stupid fuck.
アリバイがない
Not the
のは
only
私
one
だ
without
け
an
じゃない。
alibi. Makoto's explanation is still
苗木君
insufficient.
が死体がスプリンクラ
Sprinklers
ーで
didn't
濡
get
れ
the
て
body
ないか
wet,
ら
but that doesn't mean the murder
殺人
happened
が
when he said it did.
どうして
What are you...
死体をスプ
Did
リ
you
ンク
see
ラーで
there's a
濡
way
ら
the
さない
body
方
could have
法がある
avoided
から
getting wet? The tarp!
面白い。言って
Interesting,
み
I'm
る
listening. All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet. Something at the scene was used to cover the body. Could it have been?
これだ。もしかして
You talk about the tarp, aren't you? You catch on quick. Of course, I'm a genius.
そう
You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp and that take
ス
care
プ
of
リ
the
ンクラ
water.
ーをやり過ごすことが可能。実際犯
In
人はその
fact,
方
that's
法を使
exactly
っ
what
た
the
はず
killer did.
あのビニー
The
ルシー
dirt
トの
pattern
汚
on
れ
the
方
tarp
は
can attest to
ビ
that.
ニールシートの
Only
片
one
面
side
だ
of
け
the
が
tarp
汚れ
got
ていた
dirty because that's the side
そ
that
の
got
面
covered
が
in
スプリ
water.
ンクラーを浴びたから逆に
The side that
下に
faced
面
down
して
over the
た
body,
裏面
meanwhile,
は
kept
スプリ
perfectly
ンクル
clean.
ってつまり
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting
そ
soaked.
こまでして死
But
体
why
が
would
濡
they
れる
go
のを
all
防
that
いだ
effort
理
just
由
to
は
keep the
何
body
だ。
from getting wet? Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp, if it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body...
いや、
Wait, something's not right? And what might that be? I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Bloodstains around the wound. Body had stopped bleeding, but the blood was still wet. It was noted, however, that there was no blood on the ground around the body.
死体が濡れないようにしたんだ。
じゃあビニールシートが片面だけ汚れてたのはその面がスプリンクラーを浴びたせいか。
でもそのビニールシートの裏少しも汚れてなかったよね。
そっちはスプリンクラーを
浴びてねえからな。
Fuck! Ah. God damn it.
犯人は死体にビニールシートをか死体が濡れないようにしたんだ。
じゃあビニールシートが片面だけ汚れてたのはその面がスプリンクラーを浴びたせい。
でもそのビニール少しも汚れてなかったよね。
そっちはスプリンクラーを浴びてね。死体に面してただけだから綺麗なままで
当然だべ。
There we go.
それは違うよ。
I knew that was the one. I just needed to figure out which one. I should have just waited to see the full loop once.
片面だけ
Actually,
が
one
綺麗
side
な
being
状
clean
態
is
っていう
pretty
のもお
strange
かし
if
い
you
よ。
think about it.
だってさ、爆破される
Because
前
the
の
blood
死体っ
wasn't
て
dry before the
まだ
body
血が
got
乾
blown
いてな
up,
い状態
right?
だったんだ。触ると汚れる危
Byakuya
険性があ
said
る
it himself not to touch it or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it. Well, maybe the culprit washed it so nobody would know they'd used it. If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
そりゃまあ
Oh yeah, true.
そもそもその
More than
時
that,
に
what if
死
the
体
very
の
blood
血
we saw in the body was meant as a kind of camouflage? That's what I'm saying, the chicken blood! The blood was camouflage. What if after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
偽物の血って
Where would they get something like that? I know they could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead. No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden. He got the blood right in the garden, which must mean the missing cock.
これだ。もしかして
Could it have been chicken blood? Chicken blood?
事件
When
前
I
に
checked the
植物
chicken
庭
coop
園の
before the
飼育
murder,
小
there
屋を
were
見た
5
時
chickens.
事件後には
But after the
4
murder, there were
羽
only
見て
4.
た
I love how they're standing in the same place. So you're saying someone killed a
犯
chicken?
人は鶏を殺してその
And
血
then
を
covered the
使っ
body
た
with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
そんなことで生き物を殺す
Killing a
なんて
living
ひどいよ
thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it. What the f-
犯人がわ
I
ざ
wonder
わ
if
ざ
the
現
killer
場か
had
ら
to
血
get
を
the
調
blood
達
from the
した
scene
の
so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory. Which might mean that it is Junko's dead body. There was no blood. That's why they needed chicken blood. 100%. I feel like that's the fucking... But I guess that doesn't make sense. Junko's body did have blood originally, but maybe it was all dried up by this point. Because she got fucking a giga... Like, 10 fucking spear stabbed.
だとしても
Perhaps, but even
少々引っ
so,
かかるな
Makuro, Junko, I mean, their names both end in O. Maybe they're fucking related. I don't fucking know. There's one thing that still doesn't make sense. Is that the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right?
死体の上から血をまいたなら周辺の床にも血が流
Oh,
れてし
equals
まうはず
related?
だ
I don't fucking know, bro. It has to be Junko's body, though. Nobody else looks like that. But if that's the case, then the blood should have been soaked into the ground around the body.
あの時の死
But
体は違
that's
った
not
ぜ
what we saw. Only the
血で
victim's
汚れてい
clothing
たのは
had
死
blood
体
on it.
周辺の
The
床
ground
は
was completely clean.
確かに
I have to agree that
周辺の床が
certainly
全
is
く汚れてい
strange.
ないの
We're gonna not talk. Are we not gonna talk about how the jacket is on backwards as well?
だとしたら
Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand. They covered it beforehand. When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like in? Oh yeah, there you go.
その白衣をちゃんと
Finally.
着ていたの
I think so. See, Kyoko and I are thinking the same. Wait, no, the head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
じゃあ
Then that
これ
settles
で決
it.
まりねごめん
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
どう決
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with a tarp. Then later, at the same time, the killer was gathering up the tarp. They pulled the coat over the body. The coat they already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off at 7:30. If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier. But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off? That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult. They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. It'd be done in no time. Maybe, but still. You know, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on? Oh no, I headed off to the gym and Makoto didn't show up till later. Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say? That's not... Don't bother saying it's not possible. I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound and Makoto's alibi is inadequate. And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. This guy's dead body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again our suspects are him and Kyoko. For serious, man, which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. Shut the fuck up. See, pretty good idea, right? No, not that. I just remember something super serious. Well, don't just stand there. Out with it. You know that knife we found all black and burnt? The one we stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through from front to back. So what about it? I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered. This is more important. Now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? Oh, motherfucker, I'm being framed. I feel like Kyoko's framing us, but it's not to get us killed. It's like she's got a plan. It's a knife we gave to Makoto. You don't seem surprised? You must have noticed earlier? Yeah. Then why did you hide that fact? It's not that I hid it, it's just... I couldn't be sure of what actually happened that last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her. Suspicious, very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced. Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Oh god. Huh.
あの死体に刺さってたナイフってさ、私が苗木に預けたナイフよ。やっぱりそうだよね。
あのナイフを持ってたとなると、つまり犯人は苗木っちってことだべ。
ナイフを預かってたからってどうして僕が犯人ってことになるの？
だってナイフの傷が致命傷だろ。だったら間違いねえべ。おめえがあのナイフでブスリとやったんだ。
苗木誠恐ろしい男に。
Oh no, we're not sure if it actually is what killed her, right? Yeah, I think body before the explosion.
あの死体に刺さってたナイフってさ、私が苗木に預け、やっぱりそうだよね。
あのナイフを持つ、
つまり犯人はナイフを預かって、どうして僕が犯人？
だってナイフの傷が致命傷だろ。
Why? Why would that not be proof? There's literally no blood under the fucking body. If he was fucking killed by the knife, then there would be like what? That's why is that not fucking good proof?
あの死体に刺さってたナイフってさ、私が苗木に預けたな。やっぱりそうだよね。
あのナイフ、つまり犯人は
ナイフを預かどうして僕が
だってナイフの傷が致命だったら間違いねえべ。おめえがあの
苗木誠恐ろしい男に。あの死体に刺さってたナイフってさ、私が苗木に預けた。やっぱりそうだよね。
Fragments, maybe?
あのナイフを持ってたとなると、つまり犯人は苗木っちってことだべ。
ナイフを預かってたからってどうして僕が犯人ってことになるの？
だってナイフの
This is the only one that I have left. I don't understand. Like what? Bro, some of these are so fucking vague. Holy shit.
僕たちここで諦めたりしないぞ。
Well, that just spoiled it too. He just said Makoto's not blackened, so it's definitely not me.
あの死体に刺さ
The
ってた
knife we found lodged in the dead body.
私が苗木に
It's the
預けた
same
ナイ
one
フ
we
よ。
gave to Makoto. It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that. If he did have that knife before then, that seals it. Makoto did it. Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer. Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it?
恐ろしい男に。
What am I refuting here?
あの死体に刺さってたナイフってさ、
I don't understand.
私が苗木に預けたナイフよ。やっぱりそうだよね。
あのナイフをつまり犯人
ナイフを預かどうして僕が
だって
This is so stupid, I don't understand.
あの死体に刺さってたナイフってさ、私が苗木に預けたナイフよ。やっぱりそうだよね。
Is it just the body? Like, didn't I do the body before the explosion already? Maybe I just need to do it on another one?
あのナイフをつまり犯人は
ナイフを預かってたからってどうして僕が犯人
だってナイフの傷だったらおめえがあの
苗木誠恐ろしい男に。あの死体に刺さってた。私が苗木に預けたナイフ。やっぱりそうだよね。
あのナイフをつまり犯人は
ナイフを預かってたからどうして僕が
だってナイフの傷が致命傷だろ。だったら間違いねえべ。おめえがあの
苗木誠恐ろしい男に。あの死体に刺さってたナイフってさ、
What? What am I not reading in the evidence of these? Also, I fucking hate this truth bullet shit. It should only show me the ones that are currently options. Like, instead of me having to tap back and forth to see which ones. This is pointless info. This guy's dead body. I don't know.
やっぱりそうだよね。
あのナイフつまり犯人。
ナイフを預かどうして僕は
ラップ
ナイフの
それは違うよ
Of course that would fucking be it. Like what? Like what? Because it's wouldn't make sense for it to put the fucking knife into the fucking jacket after fucking covering. Like stab wound isn't what killed Makuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover we just heard.
だべさっきは致命
Talked
傷
about
の
what killed her. No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with a tarp and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim after never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were
それ
dead.
がどうしたんだって
だけどさ、
So when we discovered the body,
ナイフは
the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body.
死んだ後に
Meaning
着
if
させ
she
られた
wasn't
白衣の上から
stabbed
刺
until
さって
the
いた
coat
ナイ
was
フ
put
は
on and she was already dead at that point. Obviously stab wound isn't what killed her. I mean, I guess, but like, why wouldn't the other one work as well? Talking about the fucking the body not having any blood under the fucking, like, there's no puddled blood. If if she died through stabbing, there would be fucking puddled blood under the body. Why would that not work as fucking proof? No, not chat. Actually, tell me, why would that one not work? It literally works too. I don't understand. This fucking game has such vague fucking shit sometimes. Cause the other works better, they both work. But that's the fucking issue. There shouldn't be fucking multiple ones that work, and you just have to choose the one that works better, you know? Maybe you stabbed her twice, once to kill her and once to cover it up. The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot. No, there's no way that's possible.
これだ。モノクマファイルに書いてあったはずだよ。ナイフによる刺
Monokuma
し傷は
file
一つ
clearly
だ。
states that there was only one stab wound.
盛大に
じゃああのナイフって
And the knife was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer.
きっと
They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her.
その後死体
Floating
が
the
爆
body
破されたのも
afterward was
同
probably
じ
meant
理
to
由
do
だっ
the
たんだ
same
よ。
thing.
あの爆破のせいで死体は激しく
The
損傷
explosion
し、
severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed
つま
her.
り証拠隠
It
滅。
was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
死体発
So
見
they
時に
wanted
ナイ
us
フ
to
の
notice the
傷を
stab
印
wound
象
and
づ
then
けておき
detonate the body
そう
afterwards.
すること
They
で
meant for us to
最
latch
初の
on
印象
to
だ
the
けを
knife
残したま
was
ま
as the cause of death and destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
ちょっといい
I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why did the body just blow up all of a sudden?
真面目に
If you
頭
bothered
を
to put that
働
lump
かせ
of
ろ
gray matter between your ears to use, you know the answer.
だったら教
教えてやんべ
I'll tell you, I bet some unknown. Shut the fuck
えてこれ
up.
だけは
I
違
might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that. Go ahead, Makoto, tell her, or we won't make any headway on this. There's only one explanation I can think of for the explosion.
これだ。爆発の後
After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right?
この破片
That
が
fragment reveals the cause of the explosion. You know, I feel like I've seen something like it before or somewhere before. It's only natural because, of
この破片
course,
はモノクマを解
we
体した
saw
時
the
に
same
生み出
thing
した
when we dismantled Monokuma.
あの爆弾の破片なんだか
Part
ら
of the bomb. Part of a bomb.
じゃあ
Oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
だったんだね
ともかくこれで犯人の目的は明らかになったな
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute.
犯人はナ
They
イフ
wanted
の
the
傷を
knife
致命
wound
傷に
to
見せ
look
かけ
like
る
a
こと
fatal
で
injury so
苗
that
木
we
に容
suspect
疑がかかる
Makoto.
ようにしそんなことを
And
し
the
て
only
得
one
をす
who
る
would
人
benefit
物
from that
もう一人
is
の
the
容疑者
only
である
other possible suspect, you, Kyoko. Hold on a second, Byakuya. What's the problem? Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
被害者の血
そうだね確かに気になるかも
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
まあ
Fine, I have
い
no
いだろ
problem with that. Let us continue
うで
the
は議
debate.
論を続けるかどうせ
It won't
結
change
末
the
には
fact
変
of
わ
the
りは
case regardless. We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Before the blast. Victim has been stabbed a single time with a knife which went completely through the body. Body before the explosion. Corpse had a mask covering its head and a white jacket covering the body. A knife had been thrust into the abdomen. There were bloodstains around. Blood on the ground.
被害者の致命傷が
Victim's fatal injury is yet to be determined, correct? Explosion didn't kill her for sure, I guess.
当然だべ
Well, yeah, she was dead, already totally dead when that happened.
ナイフも関係ない
And
の
it
よ
wasn't
ね
because of the knife,
だ
right?
とすると他
Then
に怪
there's
し
only
い
one other thing. Oh yeah, according to the Monokuma file,
後頭部
it's
に
gotta
殴
be
られ
it.
た跡
There
があっ
was
たんだ
evidence that showed she was hit on the back of
そ
her
れ以外
head.
にもこの被害者には
More
全
than
身に
that,
無数の
the
傷
victim
があ
had
ったら
suffered
しい
countless
ぞ
wounds across her entire body.
では議論を
Several days old. Am I mean? It might be actually
被害
Junko.
者の致命傷がはっきりしていないんだ
あの爆発は致命傷じゃないんだよね
当
How's
然
that
だ
a
べ
miss?
ナイフも関係ないのよねだとすると他に怪しい
モノクマファイルによそうだ後頭部に殴られた跡があったんだ
それ以外にもこの被害者には全身に無数の傷があったらしいぞでは議論を続けるぞ被害者の致命傷がはっきりしていないんだったな
あの爆発は致命傷じゃないんだよね
当然だべ爆発が
ナイフも関係ないのよねだとすると他に怪しいのって
モノクマファイルそうだ後頭部に殴られた跡があったんだ
それ以外にもこの日全身に無数の傷があったらしいぞ
No, it's the countless wounds. I think it's the countless wounds.
では議論を続ける被害者の致命傷がはっきりしていないんだったな
I mean, I'll.
あの爆発は致命傷じゃないんだよね
当然だべ
ナイフもだとすると
モノクマそうだ後頭部に
それ以外に全身に無数の傷があったら
Alright,
し
let's
いぞ
try the countless wounds. I think that's the fatal
で
injury.
は議論を続けるぞ被害者の致命傷がはっきりしていないんだったな
It's not that. Fuck!
では議論を被害者の致命傷がはっきりしていないんだ
あの爆発は致命傷じゃないんだよね
当然だべ
ナイフも関係だとすると
モノクマそうだ後頭部に殴ら
Maybe
れ
it
た
was the
跡
hit
が
on the back of
そ
the
れ以
head?
外に全身に無数の傷があったらしいぞでは議論を続け被害者の致命傷がはっきりしていないんだ
It was one or the other. I mean, I was going with the theory it might be Junko with the countless wounds.
後頭部に
Is
打
that
撃
because
痕
of
だ
the
った
blow to the back of the head she suffered?
全身の無数の
What about the
傷って
wounds
の
all
は
over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
モノクマファイルによると
Monokuma file makes it
これ
clear
は
that
以前
those
からあ
weren't
った
fresh
古傷らしいん
wounds
だ
because she was already dead days ago from those wounds. No? Okay.
古傷じゃ
Like that was where I was going for. Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
では間違い
Okay,
ないな
then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her. But then what was the murder weapon?
モノクマファイルに
Says
は
she was hit with a
鉄
blunt
パイプ程
object
度の
about as
太
thick as
さ
a
の
metal
って
pipe.
ことは
I bet it was a pickaxe. How is this even possible? If you hit someone with that, it caved the skull in completely. Or maybe they held it the other way and hit it with the handle. You're so fucking stupid. Why do games like this want to include that absolute idiot character? Is it like
無理よ
no way the balance would be all off? You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind
威
of
力の
power?
ある一なんなら
I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
さて
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident. I'd love to scoop out the nasty brain and throw it on the ground and spit on it.
つけて唾を吐きかけてやるのよ
You know, Toko, I'm actually with you on this one. We need to spit on his brain. It's actually fucking deranged and stupid.
気が合うな
Like, I actually think Hiro has the IQ of a fucking goddamn rock.
合ってるのそれ
凶器な
We
ら
want
す
to
でに
figure
見
out
つかっ
what
ているぞ
killed her, right? It just so happens we already know. We already know. I knew we could count on you, Master.
なんだ
So
べ
what was it? Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced his real murder weapon? The fake nails. the chicken coop chickens. I don't know, man. I was kind of just a little experiment. Oh. Like, this is literally the only thing. But like,
戦場ムクロの後頭部を殴打した凶器は
no, I knew it was the titanium arrows, but I kind of wanted to try the other thing. Because it's like, what if they took the bomb, bonked him over the head?
武道場のロッカーで見つけた
There was something, the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
ジュラルミン製
Arrow?
の矢
That's what the culprit attacked
犯
the
人
crow
はそれ
with.
で戦場ムクロを殴ったんか？
ああ、間違
Indeed,
いない
there's no doubt about it. Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird. Hey, how dare you backtalk, master? You have no right?
口答えなんて
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think. I don't blame Hina for doubting it because there's one more thing about that weapon, one more secret. Oh, brother. Is it hangman time? Oh, no, it's not.
武道場のロッカーにあったジュラルミン製の矢、間違いない。あれが凶器。
本当にそうなのか。
何を気にしてんだ？
だってモノクマファイルには凶器は鉄パイプ程度の太さの棒状のものってあるよ。嫌だと細すぎると思うんだけど。白夜様に口ごと1億年早いわよ。
It's not wrong. The duct
武
tape.
道場のロッカーにあったジュラルミン製、間違いない。
本当に
何を気に？
だってモノクマ凶器は鉄パイプ程度の嫌だと細すぎると思うんだけど。
それは違う
Break.
確かに
You're
矢だ
right.
けだと
Just the
細すぎる
one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the murder killer used another
もう
weapon.
一つの凶器
Another weapon.
武道場の
And
ロッカ
then
ーの中
inside
に
the
は
dojo locker, we also found a balled up wad of duct tape.
きっと犯
The
人は
killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together.
矢をガムテープで
Bundling
束ね
them
ることによ
together
って
using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe.
それを凶器として
And
使った
that's
んだ
exactly what the killer did.
3本の矢の
Similar
教
to
えと同じね
Aesop's fable
戦国武
about
将
the
である
bundle
毛
of
利元
sticks.
一本では
One
脆い
stick
矢も
is weak,
束
but
に
put
なれ
them
ば
together
頑丈に
and
な
they
る
become strong. It's meant
そう
to
やって
teach cooperation.
残酷な
Damn,
話
that's
だね。
harsh. How is this harsh? Were you even listening?
とにかく
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon.
そしてそ
As
れ
for
らの
who the
凶器を武
culprit
道
is
場の
that
ロッカーに
stashed the
隠した
weapon in
犯
the
人
dojo locker, it
の
was you, Kyoko.
私は武道
Never
場な
been
んか
to
に
the
行ってない
dojo?
わよ
That's just not true.
いや
Oh no, you absolutely have? How can you say that with such confidence? Because we have proof, of course, don't we, Makoto? Oh, what's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all, remember? Of course I remember. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo. The fucking key.
これだキリギリさんが
The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here, the key to the dojo locker. How does that prove anything?
これが
Because I found it in your room.
私
It
の
was
部
in
屋
my
に
room.
とぼけても
Don't
無駄
bother
だ。
trying to play dumb.
それにこ
The
の
key
鍵だけ
is
じゃ
just
な
the
い。
final piece of the puzzle.
アリバイの
Your
件も
non-existent
動機の
alibi,
件
your
も
clear motive, your
苗
attempts
木
to
に
frame
罪を
Makoto
な
for
す
the
それ
crime.
らの全
This
て
all
がお
proves
前が
that you are
犯
the
人
true
だと示
culprit.
して
You
いる。
can't explain this away, so just give up.
ちょっと待って
また
Not
か。
this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you? No, it's not that. I want to defend her. It's just there's one more thing I need to ask her.
キリギリさん
I want you to tell me something.
昨日の夜
Last night you were in my room, weren't
あ
you?
の時何があった
Why?
の
What were you doing there?
それを
That's what I need to know.
私
I
は
was just protecting you.
あなたを助けただけよ
What? She's protecting me. Then does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue. Could that be when? Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me? That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at
ちょっと
hand.
待って
Wait.
間違わないで
Warning you, don't make this mistake.
私は
I'm not
犯
the
人じゃな
killer.
い
まさか
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous. Really? But you should know better than anyone. I didn't do it.
そうでしょ
Can you tell me I'm wrong?
俺がだと
I should know? What? Because he took the fucking room key from her. She couldn't have been the one to put the fucking dojo stuff if she murdered them that day. What does that mean? This is too easy for a genius detective like me.
今
Hang on. Byakuya's account? What's Byakuya's account? Let's double check this. Uh.
そのままの意味私が犯人じゃないということはあなたが一番よく知っているはず
Understand that more than anyone here? What are you hiding?
白夜様が
Master,
私に
you would never hide something from me. There's proof that you
お前
aren't
が
the
犯人で
culprit?
はない根拠があるとでも言
Is
う
that
の
what you're
さ
saying?
っきのあなたたちの推理だ
You stated a
私
theory
は武道
earlier?
場のロッカー
You
に
said
証拠
I
を
hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker?
自分の部
And
屋
then
に置い
left
た
the
らしい
locker key in my-
Flying
Shut the
hidden
fuck up!
somewhere
本
in
当
this
に私
school.
にそんなことが
The
できた
one
の
they
かし
call
ら
the ultimate guesser.
Jesus fucking Christ, timing, idiot.
今の言葉は
Those
どういう意
words
味
you
だ
just spoke, what do you
その
mean?
ままの意味私が
Exactly what I
犯人じゃ
said,
ない
I'm
とい
not
う
the
こと
killer.
あなたが一番よく知って
You
い
should
るはず
understand that more than anyone here. Byakuya, what are you hiding? Master would never hide something from you? There's proof that you aren't the killer. Is that what you're
さっ
saying?
きのあなたたちの推理
You
で
stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo
その鍵
locker.
を自分の部
And
屋に置
then
いた
the
らしい
locker key in my own room.
本当に私にそんなこ
But
と
could I
がで
really
きた
have
のか
done
しら
that? Okay. I guess we have to take Kyoko's statement at the
そのま
end
まで
there.
私があなたが一番戸上っち白夜様が
キリギリあるとでも
さっきのあなた私は武道場のその鍵を自分の部屋に置いたらしいわね本当に私にそんなことができたのかしら
今の言葉は
そのままの私があなたが一番戸上っち白夜様が
キリギリ
お前の犯人
There we go.
それは違う
Okay.
キリギリさんは
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
そう
自分の部屋に
Huh? Why not? Because she had given her room key to
どこにこう
Byakuya.
預けた
そうか
I see, so that's what you meant.
俺が
If I had the key to your room,
鍵を持っ
then
てない
obviously I had no way of getting
つま
in.
り
Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong? It would appear
やっ
not.
と分かってく
Then
れ
you're
た
finally starting to understand? It's a trap set by the fucking, set by Monokuma. No, it's not accidentally true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us, an obvious lie, but this just isn't like her. Wait, what? What'd I miss? Huh? Because she had given her room key to Byakuya, I see. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong? So he's saying she totally could have. Her master key. Try and save herself with such a desperate lie? Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? I don't know why we're in emote mode. We literally know Kyoko has the fucking master key. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. Mastermind's trap. What if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... Mastermind's trap. The victim was Mikuro and Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. The only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The Mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. I think she wants us to prove her wrong. What do I do? I have to decide right here and right now. Pursued a lie. There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now? A lie? Isn't that right, Kyoko? You said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's hear it. Where's this lie then? Kyoko's definitely lying, and it must be because there's some other deeper truth she wants to keep hidden. Kyoko's account, I just need to double check. It's her telling, What? What?
私の部屋の戸上君に預けた間違いないわ。確かに。つまり私は自分の部屋には入れなかった。
I really should just at least do the first loop. There's always like a better option that makes a little bit better sense. No, Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself, didn't you, Kyoko? Actually, to be precise, not quite. I use Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. Monokuma's secret tool. Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school, which means she could have used it to get into her own room. And I guess that's it. You're giving up like that? You admit to killing? No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost. What are you talking about? Like I said, this was a trap and I wasn't able to escape it. So I lost? That's all this means? Huh? Then are you saying you really didn't? Kyoko, you really aren't the killer? Okay, time's up. So I'm sorry to say, but your time is up, all done, all finished. The class trial is all over, but that's ridiculous. Since when is there any... Because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out. So then it's time for voting, okay? Everyone please vote using the lever in front of you, but I guess we already know who the blacken is, don't we? Good job, you got it right. Brilliantly right. We got it right. Does that mean Kyoko really is a killer? But something strange is going on here. There's something wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko, I prayed an extra special punishment this time. Is everyone ready? Okay then. Give it everything we've got. It's punishment time. I feel like the punishment won't work because Kyoko like fucked with it. Wait, no. She can't actually die. Oh my god. Is this real? Use the key! Break out!
End.
What? That's how the class trial of Mikuru Kusaba came to an end? Did she just sacrifice herself? Or this was lost forever, even for me? I just stopped thinking about it. That was the end of Makuro's class trial, and in the end, it would prove to be our last class trial. Once that case was over, there was never a single murderer at Hope's Peak ever again. Okay, alright. No, this was a fucking... What is this? Oh, so I wasn't supposed to pursue the lie. Did Toko die? What the fuck? And then we all fucked Aoi? No, this isn't right? Okay, thank God. Why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim? Her claim? Oh, that's right. I have to. Do I expose Kyoko's lie or not? Think about this very carefully. What do I do? I have to decide right here, right now.
NTR Classic.
Bro, are you serious? Oh my God. I mean, listen, I kind of don't mind seeing that though. If we went the right choice, we wouldn't have been able to see that, right? Listen, she said we shouldn't run away and we should fucking, if we, you know, keep living life like a pussy, right? So I thought I should pursue it. And like, you know, she was asking me to like, you know, she was setting me up, but anyways, there's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here, something that has to do with the mastermind trap that Kyoko mentioned. Well, does anyone have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see, so you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room, that it was someone else. But who else could have been? I mean, Byakuya had her room key, right?
There was a cuck ending, but lo and behold, you managed to
Shut up! What are you trying to imply? But of course I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone or put the key in Kyoko's room. There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone who could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there. It had to be Makoto, right? I don't see any other option. You got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case. First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Makuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead, and then we're thrown into a trap. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's Junko's body that the fucking mastermind set up to pretend like there was a trial to make someone get killed, right? But when there was no killer to begin with, and he debated to set up Kyoko. Oh wait, did I misread that? What did it say? And Kyoko even said, then we're thrown into a trial, and Kyoko even said it's a trap the mastermind set for us, so that's why I just had, I mean, what? What did I misread? And Kyoko even said it's a trap. Oh, wait. What? Time's up? Do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we... Because you were late, so we have to push back the start time, so then it's time for voting time. Okay, everyone please vote using the lever in front of you. Oh! Okay, so that was the ending. Damn! All A's for once! Nice! Now, who will be chosen as the Blacken? Will you make the right choice or dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Vote. Everybody just vote Hero. Nobody's gonna miss him. What? Damn.
Blind ass didn't see the sea.
Oh. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man. Yeah, sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it. Good job, everyone. Good job. Yeah, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense. It makes perfect sense. It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm going to end it the same way. It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. Wait, why do I... Kyoko? I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time. So am I supposed to run away there instead? Hey, at least we're seeing all the endings. Oh, it's the same punishment. So, was her statement actually just telling me to run away? I thought it was like a hidden message, but she was actually being literal. Huh. Kyoko, you sly vixen. It's literally the same ending. Oh! Oh! Let's go! Alter ego! I knew Chihiro was real best boy. Girl. Best boy. Girl? Yeah, I guess technically alter ego is a girl? Or is it a boy? I don't know, actually. Hifumi thought it was a girl. Okay, alter ego came in clutch. Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, what was that? Yeah, it had to be. Alter ego. Alter ego. Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell, I don't believe this. It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning. What was that? What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. Huh? Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt the thing. It was a pinch, an itch. The stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit in a way, that's an even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on? It's okay, we're not the ones being trapped this time. Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared? What are you talking about? You'll understand soon enough, very soon indeed. Oh. The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope Peak Academy brings in top students from every field imaginable. What's going on? You say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which means Hope's Peak, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend to school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be very best at what you do. No ordinary student can enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students. Wait, so chat, does this mean Alter Ego doesn't like Kyoko? Because, like, nothing happened between the two different choices that would have given Alter Ego any more or less time. Alter Ego would have been there the whole time, you know? Like, legitimately, oh, true, we are the ultimate lucky student. I mean, just saying, I think Alter Ego kind of likes us, you know? I don't know. I mean, maybe we rizzed up Chihiro. If you guys remember, I gave Chihiro a lot of presents, and we spent a lot of time with Chihiro. So, you know, you could almost say I probably set that up for myself, right? I rizzed him up. Was me. Huh? Oh, I knew it. We were in another dimension. I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It would be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class. What was I doing? Let's sleep here just now. It wasn't any classroom I've been in before. What the heck is going on? Gah. What the fuck? Finally? I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake, or was this just another dream? A dream inside of a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. Oh, never mind. I guess we're not back at the school. I was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. That was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in there till I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. Look at Alter Ego. What a feels strong, man. Chat, I'm gonna say it. Chihiro and Alter Ego, best guy? Is Alter Ego a girl or a guy, chat? Like, Hifumi made it sound like it was a girl, but then Mondo made it sound like it was a guy, but then Chihiro was a guy. So is Alter Ego a guy? I don't fucking know. And he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. I mean, technically it's an AI, so it could technically be whatever it wants, alright? Chihiro is definitely best bro, true. So I can't give up now for myself and for my friend, and with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of here. There's a fucking door. Oh, just kidding. It didn't bulge. It didn't budge. Bulge, what the fuck? Getting out of here isn't gonna be that. Bro, listen, I'm brain rotted. Listen. I need some sleep. Holy fuck. If I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. Bro, I'm actually cracking myself up. There's plenty of food here, but but that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are all around a bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign, not exactly. Good crunch. What the? Strange sound pierced my trash bags. As I watched, a pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. They threw down food! Threw the trash compactor, probably. A giant piece of trash. I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me. Giant piece of trash. Root. Oh! What the fuck? This place smells awful. Kyoko, you look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious I'm here to help you? I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash and face me again. First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you. I snatched her bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Pooh, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Wait, she's got the master key. She can open the door. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Better talk to Kyoko? Okay, bitch. Fucking Makoto. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me? To pay a debt or no to atone? Atone? During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything? I did. If this was you and me and her, you know this is my second fucking roundabout, but you know. So you knew that I knew? But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you? I abandoned you? Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you. But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive? I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. That's right, at least I did once. Once. Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You'd forgot, but that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. Then, is it really true you lost your memory? Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here. Fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect. Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory? Because I don't think, I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with, because my purpose and my abilities, somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plan. So the mastermind just stole them from you? And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind, which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you? If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. It was Junko. In which case, it only makes sense. Well, no, it can't be Junko because that's her body exploded. But it's Junko's clone. It only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself. That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind. I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here. Go. Just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen? Are you okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing? It is nothing, right? Unless I am the mastermind. Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others. I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Bro, I just talked to her! You said you had a reason for doing all that, investigating on your own. So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything? I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Ow. It's almost like I called that like fucking 3 chapters ago, bro. This isn't like, oh my god, no way? What? The ultimate detective. And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone who? Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. I called it! I said this! What the fuck? Okay. Remember? I did say this.
つまり
I was separated from him as a child, and it turns out he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Yes, I did. I did say this. It was like 2 chapters ago I said this. This is like a random fucking theory that I had while I fucking was reading through the dialogue. I did say this. Chat, like, yeah, some people are saying I actually did. I actually did. Like, the fuck, motherfuckers? I did say it. Is Hope's Peak's headmaster? And that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved.
私は
I'll find a way.
私
No
は
matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster. Say watashi wa one more time, bitch.
必ず
No matter the cost.
あの
Kyoko,
さ
what's going on?
私は
Oh gosh, she said it again.
Okay, sure, bro. Find the clip then. Clueless.
My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense. But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. What did you see
そ
in
れ
there?
は
The room had been ransacked, shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
そうね
That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map.
ええ
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Makuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that was true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check, and that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room
だ
there.
けど
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like, that part of the school, I mean? It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we ever imagined.
それは
You need to see for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important and really ominous. Do I have to talk to her again?
だけど
Of course, once I got to there were no cameras and no monitors, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Makuro Ikusawa, doesn't it? Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her, and I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her? What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Makuro Ikusawa was to get me killed. Get you killed. I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me. That was the point of the class trial? It was. The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly? You mean because of the school regulations? Exactly.
つまり
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations. There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Makuro Ikusawa. There was a point where Makuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim? You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... During the night,
私は
I can hear them, you know, the footsteps of the god of death. I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
とにかく
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I suddenly sensed had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
そう
I ran to your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
だけど
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the mass assailant was, they ended up dead.
そう
Their murder was disguised and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all had to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Makuro is also the mastermind, right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. That's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right? You're right, that is a contradiction. It's not just Makuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction, so what does it all mean?
つまり
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered.
苗木
Just
君
a little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. Identity of the other ultimate despair. Other? No doubt that Makuro was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not. If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event.
そうよ
What happened a year ago? The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Tragedy? Whoever is responsible for that.
どうやら
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair, then they're, make no mistake, they're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. So what if... What if it's... What if there were two Junkos, but one's a clone? But then, how would it end up dead? Maybe they just have plenty of Junko clones, and then just use one of the Junko clones to try to force a class trial to kill Kyoko. Right? That is our real enemy. Pain of a junk food junkie. See, that's the fucking rocket from the beginning, right? Caused a tragedy 1 year ago. The same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting around the world. The most desperate, awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now,
とにかく
right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Secret tool that you got from the headmaster room? Of course I do. It's an absolute vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
So-
That's right. Then we should be able to use it to on that door, right?
そうね
Let's find out. Yes, it opened.
Yeah.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. Quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally, we were finally free, but there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Hey, yo! The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I want to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
それ
Ever
は
since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family
違うわ。
famous? Quite the opposite, actually. Even among the actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So,
そう
because we take pride in it.
ええ
Detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. HSR trailer? Go watch it! Motherfuckers. Nobody's stopping you from watching it. I could watch it in a bit. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. Conscious effort.
そうね
It's kind of old-fashioned. I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
でも
And yet, I gave up on some of that pride. Huh?
私
In
は
order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
Eh?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. It's because she's interested in the mystery. But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
違うわ
There's nothing I want to talk to my father
だ
about.
けど
There's something I want to say to him, though. What?
私
No
は
matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
それ
I
は
want to sever all ties with him. Sever? That's the last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented and he had a promising future, but he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
そう
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me, because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name, so every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that, compared to her usual self, she was more talkative, more emotional. I don't blame him, you know, he had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true. There's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
それ
The
は
way everyone else looked at me, I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing. But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that?
違うわ
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more? Are we connected by a heart and soul? No.
ね
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by a heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't even know how to respond, so instead, I said nothing. Thank God, Makoto. Fucking getting tired of reading your stupid lines. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence, and after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. That looks like it opens outwards, little bro. Looks like this is it. On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back. Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? Fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed up against the hatch. That doesn't look like a hatch that pushes up. That looks like a hatch that pushes down. The hatch opened with ease, and so... looks like we're back, but I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning a favor. This is how we got out of the garbage pit. I would never have imagined that's where this led. So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out and I'm worried about you too, you help me, so they might... You're worried. Yeah, of course. Then let's just get a concrete answer. Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's... If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out, and it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera, so you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now. Don't worry, what you think is going to happen isn't, because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean? Mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Makuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was. If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it, and it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. Still a little, super uneasy about this, but we don't really have a choice, do we? Monokuma should be in the gym. Let's get going. Save just in case. Hey. Kyoko, I don't mind so much, but Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you? So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. Oh. What? But before you do, let me just say one thing. If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that matters to you, right? I lose. You explain yourself. What do you mean by that? Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me. I was supposed to be chosen as a blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about? But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting, because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that. And in response to that unexpected development, you reacted by proclaiming Makoto to blacken and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd killed it. Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Makuro, you did. So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? That means I lose? You talk a big game, you're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto? And you can prove this, right? No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine to make such a bold claim without a shred of evidence? I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some. Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type. If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. he would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire. But here we are confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts. Is that supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence? It's not you I'm trying to convince. If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh? Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right. Despair can never kill hope. Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square, then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours? To do Makuro's trial over again. Only this time you follow the school's regulation to ensure a fair trial. It's time for one last showdown, one final battle between hope and despair. Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Makuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Shut the fuck up. Barry. Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So time for a bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax. Does that mean you accept? If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory? Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed? Then we still have a shot at this? But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end. So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that, then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you. That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Makuro's death and solve the mystery of this school, then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure. When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? Honestly, can't believe how this has all turned out. But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held? I remember that for sure. So what? I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations, and having a trial for Makuro is no exception to that. Makuro's trial is no exception, then it's part of the regulation, which would mean that whoever killed Makuro is Junko! It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden? I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you, so get lost, would ya? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable. Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyways. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair. Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Onakuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away, and just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. Still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you. Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal, but honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they? They had no choice but to accept.
だって
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. Oops.
だけど
I'm pretty sure I clicked it.
それはだって
There you go. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
それ
I
は
wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
ね
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems unbelievable. You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull
だ
off.
けど
And yes, somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
つまり
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. Reason? They had to show the world something no matter the cost, us killing each other. They want to show the world.
どうやら
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody. So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and to show that off to the world. But why? To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point.
ね
The outside world has a name for students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
そうよ
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal as the ultimate despair. They want to prove that despair is better than hope, but that's ridiculous.
そうね
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
大輝くん
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
つまり
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world, the mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulation. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game but a one-sided slaughter.
少なくとも
At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
そうよ
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me. Why bring Junko back up?
そう
So instead, they tried to use a class trial following all their proper rules to get me killed? No, I mean, it makes sense to bring Junko up, but like, it could also be hinting at something. Bro, I really hope my theory about Junko is right, or else it's gonna be a whole lot of fucking stupid shit. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer and then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
そうね
Yes, thank you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion. To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form. It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge. Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me, another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue. In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right this time, at least. I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic. Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time. Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win. But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone. Is that really possible? Anyway, right now we have to go find the others. They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go?
A theory is when you have some concrete or sensible reasoning behind it. Not a hunch or random guessing everything possible. Then saying guy was right like a pepega.
Finish it? Are we that close? I don't think we're that close. There's no way we have 10 minutes left. You guys are bullshitting me. All right, before we go any further, I need to go get a drink then. Let me go get a drink, and then we'll continue. I'm so parched. All right. Your shirt? Shut up. Told you I ran out of fucking shirts to wear.
It's at least 2 to 3 hours. So you better not rush it and skip stuff just because you are tired.
2
and
to
sleepy.
3 hours?
You want the full experience.
What the fuck? You again? Is he broken? Suppose his emotional instability reached its limit? Jeez, what the heck? Wonder what that was all about? Couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Is that Makoto? Owie, it's gonna sound crazy, but I saw this future where we all fucked you and had babies, but Toko was randomly dead. Did anybody figure that out, by the way? Why was Toko dead? He said it was just a peaceful life, everybody was happy, but Toko was dead. Huh? Toko was taking a picture? No? Are you sure? The picture that that Byakuya is holding is like what they hold in like Asian funerals for like when they're dead. You know? Like, I don't know. I think she was dead. Probably died from childbirth? No, I think what probably happened was Byakuya fucked Aoi and had a child, and then Toko fucking exploded. Exactly, she probably committed Sudoku after that. It's 8:30, motherfucker?
It's 8:13 for.
Huh? What about 8:30? Huh? You guys, it is. There's no way, two ways about it. That's Makoto. Huh? You survived? Jesus Christ, Aoi's titties are humongous, bro.
まったくゴキブリ並みのしぶとさだな。
You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know
念
that?
のために聞いと
I'm
くけ
just
ど
asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right? Hiro, can you die already? Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
なんだ
Wait, what's that smell?
なんだ
Yeah,
これ
man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto, he smells like a wet dog. Get away, shoo shoo. And in a flash, my tears dried up. There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma. Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you? That's related to what we have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. The last class trial? We're going to redo Makuro's trial? What? Seriously? What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you. Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
なるほど
What
な
she's saying is it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
You're saying the mastermind killed Makuro? That's right, it was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do. He had to stop it. But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
なんだ
You
と
spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy, I just, you know. But executing Makoto, who wasn't blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rule. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time. And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you? Very observant of you.
当然
I
だ
recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared, that's what you were referring to.
ひでえぞ
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. It's because you're too stupid to understand, dumbass. You can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So knowing all this, what do we do now? It's about who killed Makuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah, for us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? Well, we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right? You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies? Everyone? Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle, a rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Makuro, and all the school's mysteries, it's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. I can't agree, why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries. That's what I thought too at first, until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
なるほどな。
Monokuma said that, didn't he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
つま
If
り
the mastermind really is the one who killed Makuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could have probably murdered Makuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
つまり
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Makuro and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them.
そう
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
Say it, Fob.
Can't
Say
be
you think
serious.
it's John
Wait,
Coates
we
Chrome
can't say for sure that's
XDD.
true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us. Certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility, and that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean they're an ultimate right, the ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active? Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret?
でも
I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
そうじゃねえのか
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot, maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Oh?
の怪盗編へと突入します。そこで公平を期すために、学園内の部屋のロックはすべて解除しちゃいます。好きに調べてちょうだいな。うっぷぷ。では、ふん。
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
まあいい
Time
だ
for
ろ
talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
戸上
At
の
this
名
point,
に
I
かけ
can
て
rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. But Master, he didn't take me with him.
おい
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee. You're totally useless. So bye. But that Toko trudged out of the dining hall, and now she's gone, and you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko? That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
だべ
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too. Wait, how come? Let's wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Everyone's really gone off by themselves. What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know, but up until now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto? That's really nice of you to say.
でも
But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless. So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. And I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Just us two, indeed. So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko? Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together. That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground, and then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right. Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check. Monokuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before. No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth by any means necessary. That Kyoko's gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can escape altogether. So I'll start by taking another look at Makuro's victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So found out who killed Makuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? Okay. This is to check. Okay, but aren't all the dorms open now too? You bitch! I know you. What should I check first? Headmaster room, what sounds interesting, but I kind of want to check the dorm because Kyoko said that was like really interesting. Where's the second floor dorm? Second floor of the dormitory area. Oh wait, I'm fucking stupid. Go. Gates open. We can finally check the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. Whoa. Looks like some ancient ruins. Or no, it's more like a battlefield, like a bomb blew up here or something. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even a bed anymore. It's just garbage. Open the door just a crack glanced inside and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. Man, bitch. Wow, the bathroom is extremely clean for this. Hey, stop it, Dodi. I just gave you a treat, motherfucker. What the fuck? Why is like a fucking Egyptian hieroglyph? What the fuck? A giraffe locker? This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for Hope's Peak students who came before us. The class before ours must have been used these lockers. Really want to know what's inside, but there's no way. Can you imagine any way to get this locker open? I'm not even going to bother trying. Wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker room on the second floor of the school. And you have to use the e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean... Now if can do it. Might as well try them all. Oh man. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has more adult atmosphere. It's a headmaster's private room. Kyoko. I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time, huh? Regret. Oh, look at the alcohol. Kyoko looks almost meek right now. She must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Desk is home to a computer. It must have belonged to the headmaster. Oh, there's a small gap in the wall. Is this some kind of design mistake or construction defect or something? There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. Breeze. There's likely a small, an open space on the other side of this wall. Does this mean? You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something? A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up. But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All we know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers, and we can't really go from there. You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on. I looked through all of his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been a password. When I think of how much time I wasted on this. Whoops. Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair. There's not much though. Nothing we don't already know. The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy, which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair. That's all there is to it. Not much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. Damn! But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on. I see, that's a good outlook to have. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way I'd stand a chance. No way, there might be a chance the password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name? Huh? Oh, sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as... Hey! Motherfucker! Look at him trying to open this. There's nothing in here, dumbass. He's such a little fucking raccoon motherfucker. Oh. Look at him sitting back there. Put it away? I did put it away. What the fuck even is that? It's from fucking the food I ate last night. It's literally nothing in there but the wrapper, but he probably smells like whatever oils that was in there and fucking thinks there's food inside. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password. Bro, throw that shit away, filthy hobo. I don't think you understand this dog. He goes through the fucking trash. Like, literally the only way he doesn't go through trash is if we literally put the trash, like, container on top of the table. He's a trash digger. Close the trash, he fucking knocks it over and fucking goes through it, bro. He's literally a raccoon. Ugh. Anyways. Knowing how she is, I bet the idea could never even occur to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
So,
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. Back up, bitch. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. Hey, I told you to back up. There's nothing in my fucking blanket. What's wrong with you? Look like a raccoon, act like a raccoon. But if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
ne,
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay, in that case, here goes nothing. Collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. Typed in her full name. My hands were tense, slightly trembling as I finished typing it in. Hey, yo! That did it, Kyoko, it worked?
どうして
She's like disgusted by her father. Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into a hidden room. She looked for him. Kyoko? What the fuck? Hey, Kyoko, I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed only on one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy? That's what it made it so unusual. Better check out that suspicious present before I do anything. The bomb. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
苗木
Be
君
careful, Makoto. Why do you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous, but surprising probably, huh?
どうやら
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in
と
there?
にかく
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Is it the headmaster's head? Okay, I'm just going to open it. Step by step, heavy step, I approached the box, took a deep breath, and took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and... Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. Oh, I knew it. What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
なるほどね
Just as I thought. Just as you thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there, human bones? Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box? My father? Huh? What about him?
そう
What you found in the box? Those bones, that body, that's my father, or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Hold on, how can you know that for sure? How do you know that's
そ
him?
れは
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all that, and according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. Seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now. Very polarizing approach, I know. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure you already know, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. The only people to take a single step. Oh, true. Then that would have meant he had to have been dead this whole time. The only ones who were alive at the start were us 16. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume that most likely my father was in this school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyways. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility, but I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong, which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties, but was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride in order to enter Hope's Peak. I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Huh, this picture. Aww. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Goofy ass fucking hat she had as hair. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko. Oh, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet... to now find something like this? So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her. Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. The headmaster's desk is probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission. Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure? Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Okay, then, if you don't mind. Staring from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh? Is this... It's an e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it. It says, in case of emergency. I'd find some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk. No limitation given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what that is. I think you're probably right. It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Alright, time to open the locker rooms. Mr. Mikoto, can I ask you a favor? What is it? I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you that. And I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but could you leave? Huh? Just for a little while, I'd just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko, don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little. I need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul, but maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory, and this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the fact of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry. Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then I'll see you later. She really okay? Kyoko must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. To find out what happened to the headmaster, there's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. Same person very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man, and it seems very possible somewhere in the school. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind, which means the mastermind's true identity is... one of the 16 students. 15 of us met in the mail hall. Add Makuro to the mix and you get 16, and including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Yeah, but everybody died as a result of the killing game, except for Junko. She died with that stupid fucking bullshit where Monokuma randomly fucking killed her. Well, not randomly, but like, still. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones still left alive are me, Byakuya, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive? Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. Alright, let's hit the lockers. Alright, there better be a giraffe in here. Yeah. Alright. See what we've got inside. What the fuck? Paco, thank you for the 3. Instagram Loli with the 36. Whoever it belongs to probably has organized some organization problems in every part of their life. What the fuck? Why does this look like hero stuff? There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order, and dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever stuffed this didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible, I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. The moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. I knew it. It's heroes. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hakakure. Is this our Yasuhiro? Notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes, which would mean he attended classes here. But that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us, and we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? Crystal ball. Oh, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. Deck of playing cards? No, they're tarot cards. But wait, aren't those used for telling fortunes? Just a coincidence, right? Huh? Nothing in that one? Thing with some kind of pocketbook. There's something written inside. It could be important. I don't like fighting Lane, but I'd better take a look. But my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. Just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. for the future of our country, our world. It's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as a foundation for a new era. It's the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was, and I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko, it couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She says she hadn't seen her dad since he left when she was little. Decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. Still happens to be the headmaster and my father. So mean. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing, but when I reached the last page, the question mark spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. How could this possibly make any sense? Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. So maybe Makuro and Junko were sisters? I don't fucking know. I mean, those are the only two. I don't think it could be Hina. I don't think it could be Toko. It can't be Byakuya. I don't think it could be Kyoko. Unless Kyoko is actually one of the despairs. And Junko was the other. And Kyoko's been the mastermind the whole time. Used Junko's body to debate us. That don't make sense. I don't fucking know, bro. What the fuck is a second despair? Because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here? But if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward, and I have to... I took the emergency handbook and ran... Huh. Just those two? Is there anything in here that I missed? No. Nothing. Maybe we go back to Kyoko? Hey Kyoko, you had enough time with Daddy? Just kidding. Alright. Maybe there's still something here. I can't imagine a student using something like this. It must have been the headmasters. Alright, Biolab. Let's go Biolab. I'm in the biolab. It's so cold. It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? There's a stack of tarps here. I've been seeing a lot of those things lately. Tarps where bodies could be stored to be used later. So whoever killed... So I don't think the oh, wait, chat. Okay, 5Ed, what if the body that's dead is actually Junko, but Makuro isn't actually dead? It's actually misdirection. Makuro is actually still alive. Use the body of Junko to make it seem like Makuro is dead. Right? So it's not actually Junko alive. It's actually Makuro. Then they could have had the body stored here and then taken it out to use for the setup. There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall, and on the left side there's a bunch of glowing blue lights, but on the other side, why would Junko have that tattoo? Oh, true. Fuck. Okay, then maybe it wasn't. What the fuck? There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. I've seen something like this before. Oh, that's it. I've seen this kind of thing in horror movies and stuff. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. Does that mean this biolab is actually a morgue? I should probably take a closer look around. Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. Looks like an instruction manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the germicidal lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue light will let you know the automated system have activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimum settings. With our system, anyone can keep a body fresh as a daisy for as long as you need. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm will sound immediately. The exterior is stainless steel, and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package. This is an instruction manual for the... Telling you. Some kind of... Looking around, I think I get it. It seems clear to me now it was a makeshift morgue. And about those lights by each slot. It's like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on. Which would mean inside each slot lit up is blue, another one of the victims is... Can't let my emotions take control right now. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's... And that's defeat the mastermind. And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There should be 10 dead because there's only 6 alive right now. Right? Byakuya, Toko, Aoi, Hina. Wait. Byakuya, Toko, Hina, Hiro, Kyoko, and me. There's only 6 alive, so there should be 10 lit up, but Junko's body was used. I'm telling you. So Junko's body was used. So I think either Junko... Okay, so this could mean two things. Either Junko never died, and that was actually Makuro's body, and Junko's actually the mastermind. Or it could mean that Junko's body was used by Makuro, and then they probably could have drawn the tattoo onto Junko's hand to cover their tracks, to throw them off of themselves, throw us off of the scent of Makuro, right? It could be either or. Monokuma room. Monokuma room. Makoto, are you here to look around too? Is that what you're doing here? Yeah, I can't help but wonder about that Monokuma door. So I figured if all the doors in the school have been unlocked, that one should be open too. Although I couldn't bring myself to open it because it might explode, right? And that really sucks, so you opened it. I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she's okay with me getting blown up. Okay, so I guess I'll open it. Wait, let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded. All right, go ahead. Everything will be all right. All right, here goes nothing. Whoa, it's a Monokuma Control Center. There was no explosion, thankfully. My first impression was, this place is totally sci-fi. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. What is this device? It looks like some kind of control panel. It's really over the top though, like some kind of military installation or something. Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? Hifumi'd probably freak out if he saw it. Cockpit. So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit. Then could that mean? All right, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons. Hold on, you can't just or whatever, something like this. But it was too late. Hina was already jabbing away at the control panel. Did you hear that? Yeah, I think it came from the other room. Huh? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one, the button that says data center. Took a good look at the control panel and I saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of a room next to it. And just like Hina said, there was one labeled data center. That must be the one she pushed. The data center, that's right next door. The room we were just in, that's where the strange noise came from. I probably better go check it out. I'll bet it summons Monokuma into each of the rooms. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Is that Monokuma? Hey, Grar. Give me all your donuts. Is that you, Hina? What? Oh man, busted. How did you know? Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup? You don't even know what you're controlling? Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here. I guess what I found, a self-destruct button. Whatever you do, don't push it. Oh man. Were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it and the control panel inside. Oh, hey, Makoto, what the heck was that just now? Monokuma? What do you mean? What you were controlling just now, it was Monokuma. What, for real? Yep, it looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma, which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. Mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room, and this control room is totally separate from the data center area with all the monitors. In other words, maybe the mastermind can't control us, monitor us, and control Monokuma at the same time. Kyoko Serio is right, but if the mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside the school this whole time, right? I guess that would have to be true. But if that is true... Very polarizing approach, I know. And the mastermind, Monokuma's puppeteer, really is the 16th student? But it can't be? There's no way, right? I don't like the face you're making. Oh no, it's nothing. Okay. What about you? Is everything okay? Oh well, it's just this is where the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something. Can't say it isn't possible, but I really hope it's not true. So like, you want to leave soon? There's still lots of other places to check out. Yeah, good point. We can't waste all our time standing around here. Okay, you want to get going? Yeah. What's wrong, Makoto? Let's hurry up and get out of here. Kinda sus, Hina. As soon as the door to the data center was closed, I heard a strange note. What was that? Just locked on its own? What? Of course it's locked because the data center is not restricted. Hey, no fair. You can't just... Bro, I swear! Whoever was in that fucking hatch, Hina! You could have just let me fucking check it! You can't just go around restricting whatever you feel like. It's for your benefit, because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stopped moving. Then that room, as you may have guessed, that's where my controls are. So right now, you're being operated by someone in that room. Correctamundo. That doesn't make any sense. We were just in there and we didn't see anyone. Oh, you didn't, did you? Are you sure you were as thorough as you could have been? Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch? No way, the hatch on the floor? What if I did check that first instead of the controls, chat? Oh, never mind. It can't be opened from the outside anyways. Fuck. This room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. He's gone, but was he telling the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there? In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out in the control room, that proves it for sure. Then when I said we should leave, well, that hatch couldn't be opened from the outside anyway, right? So it's not your fault. Okay. Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left. You're right. There's one thing I'm good at. It's keeping my body moving. Okay, I'm gonna go run around and tell everyone about what we found here. Nice, you've got me all motivated again. All right, I'm out. See you later. I have to do what I can too. That's the only way. Okay, headmasters. Nope, this isn't headmasters. Oh my god. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be the first time seeing it for myself. Makoto, it's you? Oh, Byakuya? Well, chat, I think this is a good place to stop off. I don't want to do too much in one sitting where I'm just, you know, gonna get a little too tired and burnt out, right? I want to space it. I want to space it. Okay? Not even 5 hours? What happened? I'm gonna longer streams while Lily is out? Bro, we're about to hit 6 hours. Are you